there, it's Kimberly from StampinByTheSea.com, and I'm excited today because today's card is going to show you a couple fun tricks. And the first one is this little paper stack I have right here, and it reminds me of, you know, those Christmas peppermint candies, and they're kind of wrapped really pretty. When I saw this paper, and this paper is called Candy Cane Lane, that's another tongue twister. It immediately reminded me of that just because of the patterns and the stripes, and oh, it's so pretty. And this paper is awesome. It's got some gingerbread men and some peppermint candies and the candy canes. You really have it all. So I wanted to show you how I created this and another fun little trick that can add to your cards. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is start off with your card base, which is going to be real red, and that's just 4 1/4 by 11. We'll put that to the side, and then you're going to need 2 pieces of crumb cake, and one is just going to be matted onto the other. And this first piece is going to measure 4 by 5 1/4, and then the second piece will measure 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So let's start with this piece first, and we're going to use some real red ink. And I'm just going to stamp this little candy guy, and I'm using the stamp set Candy Cane Christmas, and there's some great images in this. And this is just a little peppermint, and I'm just going to randomly stamp some of these over on this area on the left side of the card. I might give, let's see, I'm going to give just one more. I actually wanted one more on my original card and I didn't do it. So now that we have the peppermints, it's time to create our peppermint layers. That's what I'm going to call them, peppermint layers, or paper strip bows. That's really what they are. All right, so this measures 1 1/2. And then the length is going to be 9 inches. And then your next 2 layers are going to be 1 1/2 inches wide, and then it's going to be 8 inches long, and then another one 7 inches long. So you're going to just take some adhesive, and we're going to just put a little on one end, and we're going to meet the edges just like that. Now, I'm not going to, I'm going to squish it so it makes it so it sticks, but I'm not going to squish it all the way down here yet, okay? Then we're going to do that again. Put a little bit of adhesive at the top. Take that, meet the 2 ends. This is really a simple technique, but it looks really cute. And then we're going to just do one more. Now oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me show you why. I got carried away. So this pattern has the stripe on one end and the gingerbread and the peppermints on the other. And you can see I actually used 3 different types of patterns. Candy canes, stripes, and then one with all the peppermints. This one, I'm going to call this one the boring card because I use the 3 strips of the same. But just so you get the idea, that's what's important. And then I'm going to layer these pieces on just like that. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one, and I'm just going to start right up here at the top. I'm going to cover my candy up there, and we're just going to all the way at the top, bring it down. We're going to do that for this one. At the top, bring it down, and one more. Let me just make sure those are even. Now I'm going to squish it just a little bit so it's not so puffy, but basically you can see what we have here. Okay, so now we're going to, a couple things. One, this one I made a little bit longer than this one, but it's still going to look great. So the next thing I did was I stamped the greeting. It says, "Wishing you a sweet season." Again, this came from the Candy Cane Christmas right there. It's got lots of cute images in it. I stamped that on real red, and then I used my tags and labels framelits. I love these framelits. probably the most widely used framelits that I have. Now, so what's the trick? What's my cool trick? So this is a piece of crumb cake, and I die cut this using our layering squares framelits. And there's tons of just regular squares and scallops. And I have always been a huge fan of scallops, and we don't have really anything that is scallopy, like scallop borders, except in a couple of our die cuts. So what I'm going to do is just cut a strip off. I'm going to take my scallops and just kind of eyeball down here how long I want it. And then I'm going to cut. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Just kind of give it an eyeball. And then I'm going to just turn this over, put a little adhesive, and then I'm going to put that scallop tiny edge right on the edge of that little tag. How's that? Isn't that just the cutest darn thing? Nobody's going to see the back, so we don't have to worry about that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I have a little bit of a doily, and I'm just going to tear off a little bit. Now I'm going to actually put the adhesive on the label instead of the doily because it tends to just rip it. The Fast Fuse does anyways. And I'm just going to do just like that. Now I'm just going to peel off just a little bit, make the edges a little bit better. I love how I can just rip it and it still looks fantastic. So we'll put that to the side because we're going to do one more thing to our card before we actually get it layered up with all this pretty stuff. So I have a piece of this beautiful Candy Cane Lane Baker's Twine. It comes with this candy cane looking one, the red glitter with the white, and it also comes with red. I went ahead and I have a long strand here. I'm going to say it's very long. Double, and now what I'm going to do is bring this over enough because I need a tail. And then I'm just going to wrap and wrap. And I'm going to tie this in a knot. Now, I'm going to take this together and tie another knot. Now, you can have one hanging, or on my original, somebody must be coming to the door because the doggies are barking. Or you can do two, just like that. And then I'll just take my ribbon scissors and give it a little trim. Now we need some dimensionals, and we are going to put this over our top piece. I'm just going to add 2 dimensionals, and then I'm just going to put that right over, just like that. Just give it a little press. All right, so now this piece is ready to be put onto our layering. And we're going to grab that. Now there's lots of other little things you could do to this card, but this keeps it fairly simple with just some fun embellishments added onto it. And then for this piece, you can add dimensionals, or you could just actually adhere it straight on to the real red. So we'll just do that with some Fast Fuse to save a little bit of time. And there we go. That's simple, and it's super fun and super cute. Now, because this is real red for the inside, I just went ahead and put another matte piece of crumb cake, and now I can write in it. All right, that's it for today. Visit my blog at www.stampinbytheseed.com. Have a great day.